Well, hello lovely people, welcome to today's spirit card reading. I'm really happy to have you here. Today we will be doing a reading on the subject of what is going on in this connection. You can ask about any type of connection you'd like. It doesn't have to be a romantic one, just something that's on your mind. As you can see, there are three things to choose from, hence three piles. Pile 1 would be the carbonized rose, the second pile would be the candle that's lit, and the third pile would be the huge Mr. Cactus guy, who, contrary to maybe popular belief, he is not a dildo, he is also a candle. But I like things with more than one meaning, so pick the pile that resonates with you and let's see what the tarot has to say about you and this other person on your mind. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this herborized rose that I actually used in a sort of spell I did a couple of weeks ago, and it dried really beautifully. So I pulled your cards without the shuffling on camera. I feel like I get distracted sometimes when I do it while filming. So let's explore the energy of your person, which is on this side, and your energy on this side. Then we will get into the energy between you two and more like, like your energy just at the present moment. And then we will get into what is happening between you two next and slash like advice on moving from this situation or moving in this situation. We are open to both, like whatever wants to come out. So let's start with your person's energy on this side. Let me pull up the cards a little bit closer so you can see them. So for your person, we got quite a lot of blocked energy, so to say. We started off with the reversed 9 of Wands on this side. And the reverse 9 of Wands has this energy of being super defensive and paranoid. It's literally the card of building up boundaries around yourself to protect yourself. Now, because it is in the reversed, I would say it's even more so a thing about paranoia. So there might have been some situation in the past where this person that you're connecting with got hurt or like lost something, and that made them build walls around themselves to support themselves. But the thing is that of course when we have walls around ourselves, like we don't let the negative get in, but we also don't let the positive get in. But they're very much in this energy of being overprotective of something of themselves right now. The card that came up after that is the reversed Knight of Swords. And the reversed Knight of Swords is really unfocused and restless energy, which can be like super impulsive. Like they might be the type of person who would, for instance, they might even throw themselves potentially in a relationship or in whatever. Or if not in a relationship, they seem to be throwing themselves into something else. Like it could be work, it could be some kind of addiction. It doesn't really matter. The idea is that the energy is running towards something, but just for the sake of running. Like I have a problem and I need to escape from it, so I'm just gonna focus my energy in which way, in whichever direction, just as long as I don't have to stay in one place and deal with something. This is very much the energy it's giving me. Like it's not stagnant, but it is hyper unfocused and escapist, so to say. And the third card that came up for them is the reversed Page of Pentacles, which the pages have again this young and unfocused energy, and even more so because it came up in the reversed position. This has to do with the person not being quite ready to move forward with something yet. Now, I am guessing because we are asking specifically about a relationship, a connection, that this unreadiness to move forward has to do specifically with your connection. But it could be also just a general symptom of their life currently, where they are, like I said, really unfocused, not sure what they're going after, and just distracting themselves, like procrastinating, and like just throwing arrows in all directions, hoping that something will stick. Also, because I remember that with this card, this is a bit of a stretch, but I felt called to think about it, so it might apply. I don't know if there was something to be kept a secret about this connection, just because the Page of Pentacles can be as an advice card if you are working on something, to keep it a secret so other people don't interfere with it. And in this context, kinda it gave me this hunch to just ask whether there was something in this connection that had to remain hidden. Like, were you, for instance, hiding that you were seeing this person, or vice versa, this person was hiding that they're seeing you? Like, there might have been this type of energy. Like, I don't know necessarily why, but take it if it resonates, I guess. Now, on the other side, the cards that came up for your energy, these three over here. So you got the reversed Three of Pentacles, the reversed Seven of Pentacles, and the upright Ace of Cups. So it is very much giving me the idea that you are fully open to letting your emotions flow towards this person. I think that you are honest with them. Now, whether you two had an honest conversation in the meaning of like, where do you want to take this? Like, I like you, blah, blah, blah. You might have with this Ace of Cups, but either way, even if it wasn't that explicit, your conversation and your relationship, you were open enough about your feelings, and I feel like you are generally just open to giving to this person. Now, with the other two Pentacle cards reversed, it is unfortunately relaying the situation with the Three of Pentacles, that it seems that you are working a group project alone, basically. The Three of Pentacles is a collaboration card, and because it came up in the reverse for you, it speaks that you are doing something on your own. You are working on your own. You may even be overburdened. And the reversed Seven of Pentacles speaks about your efforts having been wasted somehow, and you not receiving the long-term success and long-term vision that you had. Like, you put a lot of thought and a lot of seeds into something, but it isn't sprouting the way you want it to. You know, the guy in the card, for instance, he is planting something like a bonsai tree in my mind. And you know, bonsai trees really can take a long while to show any type of growth and potential. You just have to trust in the process. But again, because it came up in the blocked position, it's giving that energy of, I put a lot of effort in and nothing is bouncing back to me. So you are probably thinking about whether it's time to start reinvesting those energies into a new type of situation, like in another person or just in another area of your life. Like right now, your efforts are feeling really unfulfilled, and you feel like you are a one-sided thing in this connection, which is not fair because it takes two to tango, you know. Good. So let's just move these cards and get into the energy between you two. Yep. What the second row of cards is making me wonder. We can further split it, let's say, because we have 3 cards, we can technically look at it again like the left card belonging more to your person, the right card more to you, and the middle card being like the mid of the energy between you two. There is this energy that this person, I feel like, might be kind of straying away from this connection due to them not feeling quite in their emperor energy at the moment. Like there is the promise that if they mature, I guess, or fix whatever issue is going on in their side, it might be it must have something to do with their self-esteem and their feeling as a complete whole person, so to say, because the emperor is like an authority figure. They are a leader, they are a protector, they are like the archetype of, I don't know, I guess the archetype of a man in society. So like someone who is strong, protective, who knows what they are doing, like they have the power, they have the authority, you know, the type of qualities I mean. And although he came up in the upright position, it's giving me the vibe that you might technically be seeing this person in this way. They might be striving towards that. It feels kind of hollow. Just the energy on their side from the connection from the first part, the first 3 cards, is not aligning properly with this emperor. Now, another way I can see this could be with them putting so much focus right now on activating that, let's say, manly emperor energy in their life at this time, that this is why they are avoiding the connection. You know, sometimes we just need to work on ourselves first before we can pay attention to another person. So maybe this is what they are currently doing, and how things are progressing between the two of you. Like they seem to be focused on themselves in a positive way somehow, and they seem to be making a lot of mistakes along the way. That's kind of normal. We all do when we are trying to grow and evolve. But they seem to be chasing that emperor energy and not being so much focused on the other aspects. If we look at the two of thingies over there on your side, this card speaks about someone making grandiose plans about something, but still not having the tangible plan in their head. Like you might be, for instance, seeing yourself on a beach in Bali, let's say, but you are only seeing the final result, the destination. Like you are not out there planning how to get to that point. So I feel like this is very much your energy right now, where you're, for instance, seeing yourself with this person. You don't know how to get there, but you also aren't trying all that hard to figure out how to make the connection work. So to say, there might be a piece of advice. We'll focus on the last row of cards afterwards. Of you needing to make specific decisions, whether moving forward to this person or moving away from them. And once you make the choice, then you would be able to start expanding, like in whichever direction. It will just be a movement from this stuck energy, because the other card that came in between of them, the reversed Knight of Pentacles, is again a really stuck energy. Like it is this feeling of walking somewhere, getting nowhere. It's just boredom, it's stuckness, it's a lack of play, even like a lack of interest, pure drudgery, we can say. And again, you can technically get out of this energy by self-discipline, if it were a reading where you are, for instance, only looking for yourself, I would say, yeah, sure, self-discipline. But when you are working in connection with another person, of course, you can't force them into anything. You have to wait for their energy to change, and then you can work with your energy on your side and maybe build something together. So discipline in this sense might again speak to you more about you need to make a decision to either move towards this person, if there's any more room to do that. For instance, like we said at the beginning, if you haven't had an open dialogue with them, maybe your act of discipline and planning would be to sit down and have that dialogue and see what happens afterwards, and moving on even if it doesn't feel right at the moment. Because generally the way I like to at least look at things, because no one likes when relationships end, or just generally when we have a plan to do something and it fails, like nobody enjoys that. And I am personally not the type of person to let go of things easily, at least things that I cared about. So you can leave yourself, let's say, the door open for something maybe potentially happening in the future, but you might just at this time need the discipline to move forward and to say, we will see what happens next at a future point. Now moving on to the third row of cards, and the question of what is expected to be happening between you two next, with this next, let's say, being time-wise the next 6 to 12 months at maximum. So we got the Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Page of Cups. Now, if we follow again the logic of each card being about each person, we will discuss both either way. I feel like there will be some need to reprioritize things. Now, maybe your person will be reprioritizing something in their life, because with the Two of Pentacles energy, it is a card speaking about you trying to juggle a lot of things. You having like multiple priorities, multiple projects, and you can also only keep those going up to a certain point. Then they're gonna start falling out of your hands. So I feel like the next energy that's coming up for your person is detaching maybe from the small details that they are chasing right now, and noticing a bigger picture and bigger theme of their life. There will be some kind of reprioritization. On your side, honestly, with the Page of Cups, I wouldn't be surprised if your eye starts wandering and you get interested in another person. Like, this is kind of the first thing that came up to my mind. If it's not that, if it doesn't manifest for you as a person, it might just have something to do with you reigniting a creative spark of yours, and like starting to enjoy the romantic part of your life again, like romanticizing your life, let's say, like starting to enjoy yourself, maybe spending some more time in self-care. And again, it could be the manifestation of another person as well. And as to the energy between you two, I feel like one or both of you will slowly start to move towards a more, let's say, spiritual understanding of this connection. Like, for instance, both you and this person, more your person than you, I would say, based on the cards, seem kind of disconnected from your intuition on your side, because you are stuck wondering about this connection and hyper focusing on it. On their side, because they're hyper focusing on other things. But I feel like the meeting point here between you two will be once you start dealing with your separate issues. You will get you will re-find in yourself some type of hidden knowledge that you had the whole time, because like the high priestess energy has to do with our intuition. Like it's when you close your eyes to the outside stimuli, when you take a couple of deep breaths in, you can hear the whispering of your inner voice, and it was there all along, and you kind of know, you knew the whole time it was there, but you were just too busy focusing on other things. I feel like this is the next thing that's basically happening energetically to the both of you. Now I wanna take, let's say, 3 more cards with advice for you guys. Advice on moving forward, advice on this connection, like whichever wants to come through energetically, just advice on moving forward in general, be it with or without each other. So let's say, let's take 3 cards. Okay, so the last 3 cards that came up for you are the Queen of Wands, followed by the reversed Tower and the reversed Moon. So, Pile 1, what this is giving me as advice on your energy is that whether you like it or not, you will need to change something in your energy, like you are watching a tarot reading at the end of the day, like you are literally aware that there is a change about to happen. Like the reversed Tower is basically that you are forewarned of the change coming, and it is a personal transformation. It is something that will happen from within you. Like I said, your energy seems to be really frustrated by the situation and the lack of progress. So, of course, it makes sense that this will come up. And part of you achieving this change will have something to do with you spending some more time with your intuition, because the Moon reversed speaks about you having issues understanding what it is that your subconsciousness is trying to tell you. And there could be also a part of that where you kind of know, and because you know it's going to be an unpleasant thing to look at, you are trying to suppress it or repress it, whichever the word is. And this leads to a sort of confusion, but also to, like, you could also experience like psychosomatic issues from repressing emotions. Like it is gonna show itself somewhere. So part of this transformation for you will be to dig out those feelings from your subconscious and work with them constructively in some way. Now with the Moon and the High Priestess, this could literally be through meditation or some kind of spiritual practice, but it doesn't have to be like sit down with yourself and think about what would be fitting to you. Once you work with that, you would be able to move forward towards the Queen energy. With the Queen energy, you are asked to step somehow out of your comfort zone. If you were keeping yourself small in any way, maybe even this connection was somehow keeping you small, and you are in this person's shadow somehow, whichever the exact details of your case may be, the idea here is that you need to show yourself to the world once again. And once you do, even if it feels scary at first, this is when you will attract towards yourself the energy of the people you need and the situations you need. Like, even if you have like haters, even if it doesn't matter what, there will also be a hell of a lot of people that are going to appreciate you. And you'll also feel lighter. Like You know how when you dim, when you try to put out a flame, how it, let's say on a candle, how there's like smoke afterwards. Like this is the situation also when you as a person try to dim yourself, like you're just gonna end up choking yourself. Like don't do it for other people, don't do it for people or society's expectations. You need to put forward the thing that's in your heart. Granted, maybe with moderation, because sometimes you might feel like something's coming from the heart when actually it's not, it's coming from an addiction that needs to be up-leveled to a preference, as my book says. But yeah, pile 1. What what I'm getting at, to say it shortly, you will have to spend some time working with your suppressed emotions, get clear with them. You will definitely face your fear of change. Either way, with the tarot, there will be some kind of crisis, small or huge, it's up to you. And once you start putting yourself out there, even if it's in the smallest sense, like let's say going out to meet random people, things are gonna get moving. And whether this connection will manifest itself then later on when this person is also has their head out of their ass, hopefully, this time will tell. But this is how things are standing at the present moment. Okay, I hope that this was helpful and I wish you all the luck. Hello pile 2, if you chose the candle that is lit over here, the velvet rose candle, then this is your spread. The way we are gonna be looking at it is this is gonna represent your person's energy, this is gonna be yours, this will be the energy between the two of you. These 3 cards are gonna represent what is going to happen between you next, with next being up to the next 12 months, let's say. And finally, we'll have advice on this side. And generally, if we split down even more, you can say that, for instance, this card represents more your person, this card is more you, and this is like the middle ground of your connection. And the same goes for the other ones. But let's get into it with starting with your person's energy on this side. So just to mention, if you feel like the energy is switched the other way around, you can take that that way as well, but I'm gonna look at this as your person. Now with you, it's interesting because the first impulse I got from your cards is that not to say it in a mean way, but I feel like you are the problem in this connection. Sorry if it seems rude. I don't mean it necessarily that you ruined this connection somehow or anything like that. It's just that right off the bat, your person's energy is giving more positive vibes than your energy. Why exactly that is, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out when we are going through the cards. Or maybe you know for yourself. Like for instance, one thing that I asked myself initially, whether you are potentially recovering from a past heartbreak right now and this person is trying to enter your life. Maybe this is not an established connection yet, maybe it's a new person and you are wondering whether you should trust them or something like that. Or even something else that came to my mind, whether this is maybe a connection where let's say you stepped out of the connection in some way and you are now dealing with those repercussions somehow. Like, I don't know, fill it with whichever details fit your situation the best, but let's get into the energy itself. So your person's energy, the first card that came up for them is the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is a really positive card. It has to do with basically you enjoying the fruits of your labor, like you having achieved something. I don't know what more to say about it. It's just a card of contentment. Like you can see how the lady is extremely happy. She is jumping for joy. Like she is enjoying her life. Like her life is golden. So your person might be enjoying the pleasures of the world right now. They might be splurging, like they might be traveling, they might be spending, let's say, money on nice food. It doesn't matter. It's just something about being grateful for your life and feeling satisfied, like you having had some kind of wish come true. Sorry. All of these candles, I feel like, are messing with my energy. Not with my energy, with my allergy. Maybe with my energy as well. The second card that came up for them is the reversed Empress. And this card speaks about a person needing to somehow reprioritize themselves and caring for themselves. Like this could be an energy where this person, for instance, is taking care of everybody else around them, and their cup is being empty at the end of the day. Like it is this mothering energy, but taken to an extreme. Generally, this card can also signify like somebody having like body image issues or something like that, but I guess it's a pointless detail either way. Take it if it resonates. But followed by the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is an overworking type of energy. Like you can see how the bull is carrying all the load on its back and it's going forward, and it's made it down this extremely steep mountain on this extremely small narrow road, and it's carrying on. And this is all fine and dandy until one day the burden becomes too big, and then everything is gonna start falling apart. Like this is still not that point in your person's energy. Like right now they are just being responsible, they're working hard, they are maybe even delegating some of their responsibilities because you can only do so much. But either way, the point here is that their overall energy is of this happy person who is really hardworking in their life and is there to provide and to help other people. Now, your energy on the other side, you got the Lover's card, the Hermit, and the reversed Three of Swords. And it was firstly the reversed Three of Swords that led me to think whether you experienced some kind of heartbreak that you maybe are starting right now to get at peace with. It could be also something to do with negative self-talk. Like if you don't necessarily resonate with the message of having had your heart broken by another person, and let's say a relationship, this might just have something to do with you having felt unsatisfied with yourself and breaking your own heart by talking negatively to yourself. And as to the Hierophant, it is giving me this sense that you are on a soul-searching journey still. So maybe this is why when I said at the beginning, like, you are the problem in this connection, it seems, at least based on your separate energies. I feel like you are still exploring yourself and working on yourself, like you are in spiritual mode, so to say. And you might be prioritizing spending time alone right now, like looking for that inner guidance that you sometimes can only find when it is completely still and silent around you, so you can hear what is going on from inside or what is coming down from above, let's say, information-wise. You also got the Lover's energy, which is the lovers can both speak literally about lovers, about this connection also. Maybe it is signifying for you that part of your psyche is orientated towards this relationship. It could also just be speaking about you being at a point where you're trying to live harmoniously and align your values within yourself, like make the right choices in order to feel good about yourself and your decisions. Or it could be both, like one doesn't nullify the other. Like you seem to be working on yourself at this time for one reason or another, whether you were heartbroken, whether you had issues within yourself that you're resolving, or even whether you had stepped out of this connection that we are talking about and now you are trying to rebuild it, and to find out what happened to make you do it. Either way, again, it speaks about both having to align values, having to align with another person, and looking towards the direction of another person generally. Now, moving on to the second row of cards, so basically the energy between the two of you. And this is actually the row of cards that made me think whether there was some kind of stepping out in this connection, like some kind of unfairness being brought, like in the sense of cheating. Again, take it only if it resonates and take it for whichever side it resonates. I'm gonna speak like it was on your side. On your side, the energy that you're bringing granularly is the Tower energy. And the Tower is in reversed for you. So this is speaking about personal transformation and also the fear of this transformation. And pile 1 got the same card. There is the message here that you were somehow forewarned of the disaster, or if it hasn't happened yet, you are currently forewarned, and you still have some time to change course, to try to do something to mitigate it, so it's not as dramatic. But either way, the energy you are bringing in this connection has to do with you transforming. And once you transform, of course, your relationships with people transform in general. On your person's side, we got the Justice card, and the Justice card has to do with fairness and justice, to put it in the most basic terms. It has to do with if there was some kind of unfairness, it will be gained back. If somebody took too much, they will have to give it back. They will have to give more. If somebody gave too little, they will have to give more. So I don't know if this person is in this sense going to be holding you accountable for some kind of imbalance that you had in your connection up till now. Or alternatively, but again, I am more inclined to read it as their energy, the energy that they're bringing to your dynamic between the two of you. Like I said, whichever way, there will be some kind of rebalancing here. Maybe the transformation that you're gonna bring on your side with the tarot, once it happens, the forces will just nullify themselves. Let's say you will start from a new and more equal place, so to say. And the energy right in the middle of the two of you currently is the reversed Ten of Swords. And the reversed Ten of Swords speaks about recovery from some kind of battle wound, like the original raid blah 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 tarot. The original tarot with the name which I cannot pronounce, it has too many W's and R's. The depiction is of a person who is lying, looks dead basically, with 10 swords stabbing him in the back. So and because when you turn it to the side, it is basically like the swords are falling out of his back. I'm saying it just because it is the imagery of regeneration and recovery. Now, there could be something else here that is an option. We will explore it further in the below cards. there might be just an overall message of you resisting an inevitable end. Again, like depending on your exact situation, you will know. I don't know if this person might be holding on to you when it's high time they let go. Maybe you are holding on to them, or maybe the two of you are holding on to some kind of ideal that you need to change in order for this connection to move forward. Either way, there is some kind of resistance here. There is the message of carrying around old wounds, which you just need to let heal, because once you let them heal, of course, things will change, things will improve. In this sense, change is always better, because even if you make a misstep, you can always continue changing it and working at it in the future. But if you just get stuck in a certain energy, like, I don't know what to tell you, you're gonna get bad sores, you need to move. So, like I said, the energy between you two right now is that there is some kind of hurt being carried around, and there will be some kind of change and rebalancing. Now, moving on towards the energy between the two of you, like next, what is happening next? And by next, I mean in the sense of, let's say, the next 6 to 12 months at most. You got a lot of fiery energy, you got a lot of wands. Now, there will definitely be something about the two of you needing to plan out exactly how things are going to happen, because this energy, similar to pile 1, is very much, I am thinking about the end goal, let's say laying on a beach in Bali, but I don't have a concrete plan, and without a concrete plan, you are not gonna make it any further. You're just gonna be stuck watching out your window and dreaming. Again, this might be more the message towards your person. In this sense, they might need to be the leading force to come up with a more concrete plan to how to move out of this energy. On this side, we have the reversed Page of Wands. And the reversed Page of Wands can signify some kind of overall pessimism around the situation. And also like kind of having some ideas, but not knowing which idea to follow. Being kind of directionless, like trying to see whatever works, like basically trial and error energy. Now this, I would say, is not necessarily negative when you don't know what to do, apart from sitting down and trying to figure it out, which is basically this energy. The other thing you can do is just try some things out and hope that something's gonna work. Like sooner or later, something is going to work. And the card in between, the upright Nine of Wands, has to do with courage and persistence. In the negative, it can be about building too many boundaries around yourself, but I feel like at this point you are getting over that situation. I feel like your next step forward with this person will be having some kind of test of faith and test of your resilience. Like, it will be the question of, do I want to put in the effort to make this work? Do I want to get down to business, like plan my next steps, then carry them out, then stand my ground? Like, she is literally standing her ground behind like a wall and she is being attacked. It's that type of energy. Like, this is something that is the next step for you if you want to carry this forward. There will be some kind of, let's say, fight towards a common goal and testing of your willingness to be in this connection. And I feel like I mean this in a positive way. Like, we need to fight for something to truly see whether we believe in it and whether we want it. That's maybe gonna be the way for you to reignite this energy and this fire within yourself. I decided to move the last 3 cards because they're not all too visible. So, lastly, to end your reading, some advice on going forward generally. All the 3 advice cards you got have to do with like emotions and staying in the emotions realm and in creativity and in enjoyment. And more specifically, the first card that came up has to do with, how do I say it? Spending some time just enjoying yourself. Now, this is normally a card that speaks about revisiting the past in some way. So part of your advice can have to do with you maybe re-exploring with this person an earlier time in your connection, a time where you maybe liked yourself more, like when you didn't have a particular problem or when something hadn't happened yet. Or if it's not with this person, maybe you on your own, the two of you, will have to just get back to some kind of positive place from the past. This could also signify like reconnecting with family or childhood friends. This can also help you in some way. On the other side, we have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups as an energy has to do with taking some time out, taking some time to reevaluate, to meditate. It's just an energy of not running necessarily towards something. Like you have the time to decide on a course of action in this sense, and you just need to sit down under a tree and relax a little bit. It is an energy of you will have to do this, but take 5 minutes off. And in this sense also, like the Six of Cups can be a card that's warning you about lacking playfulness and lacking joy. So again, with the Four of Cups, I would say it's a reinforcement for you to maybe take a step back from adulting too hard, basically. Like, that's the best way I can think of right now to explain it. And with the reversed Knight energy, it has again this sense of needing to be somehow grounded in reality for this to work. So, I mean, of course, no matter how much time we spend revisiting the past, it is positive, so we can reignite emotions that we had and override something negative from right now. So we can kind of remember why we started doing something or being with somebody. But at the end of the day, everything requires also work, and also work in the present moment. So you can improve and feel better tomorrow as well. You can spend your life in the past. So in this sense, the Knight of Cups, I would say, offers you again the reminder that you shouldn't only be dreaming about some kind of future or past. Also, you need to ground some of your efforts. So again, maybe take some time off to plan those what those efforts will be, and then start doing them. Another thing, because we also spoke about, like if there was something, let's say with cheating or whatever, this card can also warn about being jealous or moody. So if this is something that you're dealing with, like just be aware of it, because being aware of something is half the work. Like you can always confide in your partner if you're feeling a certain way, and then you can work between the two of you those emotions out, but you need to be aware that they are there. If not, you are gonna twist your behavior somehow. It's going to get distorted, and it's going to bring issues to the connection. Okay, Yeah, Pile 2, so this is everything I've got for you guys. I wish you all the luck and I hope that this was helpful. Well, hello Pile 3, if you chose Mr. Cactus Dildo over here. Oop, how do you do? Then this is the spread for you. Let's get into it. Like I explained with Pile 2, this might be relevant for you guys as well. Technically, I am looking at this as your person's energy, your energy, the energy between you two, where here we have again a split, like more so their energy towards the connection, more so your energy, and right in the middle. And then we'll look at what is happening between you two next, meaning in the next up till 12 months. And lastly, we will look at some advice in the face of these three cards. So let's get into it, starting with your person's energy over here, the three cards. Now, overall, out of the three piles, your pile is the most giving me the energy of we really want to be together, but we still have some shit to take care of, and everybody's trying to figure their things out so they don't waste the potential of this relationship. Like it's feeling somehow the most mutual out of the three piles. Yes, but let's get into it card by card, starting with your person's energy. We got the reversed Six of Swords, the reversed Ten of Wands, and the Justice card. Now, similar to what I said, the reversed Six of Swords card is very much the energy of somebody going through some kind of change and still carrying around the emotional baggage. It has to do with personal transformation, but also having some kind of resistance to that transformation. Like you are still not in the clear, you are still in the deep waters, there is still turmoil going on around you, like you have unfinished business to take care of. And the second card that came up for your person, the reversed Ten of Wands, has to do with a person being overburdened in some way. Now, technically speaking, the Swords energy have to do with mental energy. So maybe this transformation that we are talking about, if we get granular, could be on their mental plane, where they are trying to change their way of thinking about something. And the manifestation of the Ten of Wands can have more to do with their goals in life, with their aspirations in life, also with things, projects that they're trying to make tangible, to make materialized. But either way, the Ten of Wands energy, like I said, it is an overburdened energy. It is this energy of taking on too much, getting worn out from all the effort, and just maybe even being afraid to ask for help, or feeling like you don't have anybody to ask for help, or feeling like people are gonna say no to you. Like whatever it is, it has to do with a surplus of responsibility, and you can only carry so much load before your back breaks, basically. And the third card that came up for them is the Justice card. Now, the Justice card, it has to do basically with something being fair. So it could be that your person, their energy currently is just this strive towards getting their life in balance, towards having, for instance, their efforts pay out equally, or to stand on equal footing with people around them somehow. Like in whichever case it is, it has somehow to do with fairness and justice. Now there is also a message with the Justice card that has to do with the law of cause and effect. So it could also speak generally that this is the point in your person's life where they are sort of facing the karma of the things they have done up till this point. And they are probably realizing that, and this is why they are also putting in this extreme effort to transform themselves and to fix whatever isn't currently working in their life. Okay, let me move these 3 cards and get your cards. Come on. Oop. Okay, on your side of the piles, we have again 3 reversed energies, which speak about generally something being blocked in our life. And in your case, now starting off with the first card, which is the 4 of Cups. This is a card that has to do with you somehow withdrawing. It is, yes, it is withdrawal. We like the original imagery, but this imagery honestly captures it also the same way as well. She is sitting there wondering about something, and she is not seeing the hand over here that's reaching out to her and trying to give her color and water and whatever in her life. She is focused on the barren land that is on this side of the card and the empty cups. She is missing this cup. This could be also the type of energy that you are currently in. So you have withdrawn because you were, let's say, disappointed in something. And now you are reluctant to open up again. Generally also, Cups energy speaks about our emotional realm and our relationships. So this could be exactly this, that you are afraid to open up to another person who is offering you something, this person, let's say, in the situation, because you are hurt in the past, let's say. The message here is that with this card, you should not wait too long, because the offer that you are being extended right now can end. And this is like with everything in life. You have to take opportunities, even if you maybe don't feel still completely ready for them, because like I said, they might have an expiration date. Now, the other card that came up for you is the reversed King of Wands. And the reversed King, if we see the King in the upright position as some kind of natural talent in his realm, the realm of the Wands energy will have to do with confidence, let's say, with pursuing your stuff, with showing yourself to the world. The reversed energy has something blocked in that. So it seems that you're still not ready to either put yourself out there to give somebody or something your all. You are just not ready to be the leading person somewhere. Another possibility with this energy is that you might be struggling with some kind of high expectation in the situation, because the other negative manifestation of this guy is that he can be a little bit too arrogant and like demanding of the people around you. So maybe this is something that you're also currently dealing with, and which is kind of blocking your energy with this other person. You might be stuck in expecting too much from them, like they would bring too much in this relationship, and you might not be willing on your side to give enough as well. So apologies about that, my throat has not been cooperating the last half an hour. As I was trying to say, with the King being reversed, it's giving me this energy of, if I am not feeling good in myself, I don't have anything to give to another person as well. It's kind of this in a sense. And the other card that came up for you is the reversed Two of Pentacles. And with the reverse Two of Pentacles, there might be an energy also which might be separate from the other two, or it might be connected. Pentacles speak about our worldly possessions often, so there might be an issue here that you are reinvesting in some kind of area in your life, and the other areas of your life are getting overlooked at the expense of this one area. So you might, for instance, be overcommitted to your work to the point of almost like letting everything fall to the ground because you are juggling so many things that sooner or later you're gonna get tired and something's gonna drop. This might also be a part of your energy when meeting with this person. Okay, so moving on to the energy between the two of you. Let me just move the cards real quick. So the energy between the two of you seems really promising. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying I feel like this pile is the most mutual one. And it's just that everybody is working on something within themselves. And this is what is also causing a delay or stress or whatever. So on your person's side, they are bringing into this connection the energy of the Ace of Pentacles. And like you can even see it depicted on the card, how the two hands are offering something to the other person, like to the connection, to whatever. This is very much your person's energy. Like they are open to giving of themselves from their time, from their possessions, from their heart. Like they want to manifest something within this connection. And they are ready to extend their part of the bargain, let's say, their part of the effort. And on your side, we have the Strength card. And the Strength card speaks about inner strength. So I feel like deep in your emotions, in your gut instinct, you know that you want to pursue this thing and you know that you have the capabilities to add to this connection and to make it grow. Like there might be a part of you where you still need to put a damper on certain, let's say, lower tendencies, let's say the tendencies of the energy we discussed beforehand. But overall, you have the strength, you have the persistence, and you have the determination to put in the energy in this connection. And between the two of you, the energy that came up is like basically the romance energy. It is the Knight of it's the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is this romantic guy. Like I don't even have anything to say. Like you can see him on the card. He is standing there with his white horse in the background with roses in his hand. Like the energy between the two of you is the energy of romance and like charm and love being in the air, and of the both of you wanting to give something to this connection. So again, like pile 3, I just feel like everybody will have to do something on their end in order to have the time, the energy, the whatever to make this relationship work. Or maybe you're in the situation where it is sort of working even now, but you just know it could be better if everybody has the time to focus a little bit on themselves, you know? Okay, now if we move on to the next row of cards, which is basically what is going to happen in this within the next up till 12 months. I am seeing progress. I think that you have so much energy that's speaking about the both of you working towards something, that progress is inevitable. So you don't have a choice but to get there. But of course, progress, striving takes time, it takes energy, it takes stress. So I'm not saying that this is necessarily gonna be a walk in the park. It might be a hike, but you know, some insane people out there even enjoy hiking. Like the whole basically the whole nation of Germany, for instance, loves hiking. I don't understand it in the slightest, but it is what it is. So on your person side, we got the Magician card. Whether you want to take it as an overall energy or sideways, doesn't matter. The Magician being reversed promises some kind of progress, but it is slow progress and slow success. There is some kind of struggle that comes along with it. And there might be an issue with some kind of planning not being optimal. Let's say, for instance, if both of you have really busy schedules, it could be part of it that you don't find enough time for each other, for instance, because not because the time doesn't exist, but because you haven't spent the necessary effort in order to fit your schedules with one another. Either way, like I said, there is the potential there, and it seems that you are working towards it, but there is just some kind of, we still don't know what exactly is happening. We are exploring, we are trying things out, we are moving like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's just not your linear progression, so to say. It's more like, woo. But the important thing is that you are moving forward. The energy on your side is the Tower. Has come up in every reading today in the reversed position. So it is again the energy of change from within. The thing that's going to happen in your connection, no matter what you do next, is that there will be some kind of change within yourself. And like I said, as inside so out, as above so below, like all of that crap. Once you manifest the change within yourself, this is gonna lead to a change outside of yourself as well. It is change in the sense of personal transformation, and you might be kind of fearful about it, but you are already forewarned that it's gonna happen, and you are trying to plan it so it's not dramatic. And the energy between the two of you is the energy of the Lover's card, in the sense of what is gonna happen next. I feel like there will be an alignment of values between the two of you, and within your relationship there will be this sense of you both looking in the same direction. And even if it's a bit difficult, like when we have the goal in mind, we can overcome like a couple of rainy, shitty days. It is just a part of life. So I feel like if you are in any type of dilemma regarding the relationship or your courses, your individual courses of action, there will be some kind of balance here to be found. And this will just improve the harmony and the love within the connection. Like you will basically be unified, because the Lovers is a card of union. Okay, the last 3 cards, which are the advice cards for you guys. We got the reversed 2 of Wands, the reversed Page of Pentacles, and the upright Wheel of Fortune. So whichever way, no matter what you do, the key to success in this connection, apart of you two working on your individual demons, will have something to do with planning. Again, the most basic scenario, if the both of you are struggling to find the time for each other, this could be a huge issue in relationships, although it seems like something that is so banal and like, why is this even an issue? But for instance, this might be the problem at first hand, at least. And what you need to do is have a crafted plan. Both the reversed Page and the reversed 2 of Wands have to do with us not experiencing progress, but also not putting in potentially the required effort and planning in order to achieve that progress. Now, with the wheel being here, it is also a reminder to, yes, of course, spend your time planning, doing, putting in the effort, it is important. But also don't be too hard on yourself. Like some things just need their time in order to manifest till their perfect position, let's say. And we can put all the effort in we want, and that's great, but we also shouldn't be beating ourselves up over it, over the lack of progress, or maybe over mistakes we have done in the past, because this doesn't necessarily help. Like the page energy reminds us to learn from our mistakes. So if you're noticing that you could have done something better and maybe things would have been better now, maybe things would have been fixed faster in time, this, I mean, okay, sure, but staying in this energy is not going to bring you forward. With the wheel card, remind yourself that lady luck changes. One day you are on top of the world, you are on top of the wheel. The next day it's gonna spin, you are gonna be at the bottom. You just have to sort of roll it with the punches. So don't get too discouraged if you don't see immediate progress in the connection. If you feel like, again, you are making one step forward, a half step back, 3 steps forward, then 2 back, and so on. The point is that you both are in the energy of wanting to put in this effort and putting it in and experiencing joy along the way and not being too hard on yourself. Like I said, one day you're going to be up, one day you're going to be down. This is just the nature of the beast. Okay, pile 3, I think this is everything I have for you. So I wish you all the luck and I really hope that this was helpful.